It's a Heidel Minicast. And now, Scott Clark.
We're on page 132 of Machen's Christianity and Liberalism in Chapter 6, where Machen is discussing the doctrine of salvation. And he's talking today about the quest among the liberals. And again, I ask, is he talking just about the liberals, or in 2023, does this also apply to American evangelicals, about the quest for joy in worship? Before we dive into this section of Machen's volume, I want to remind you about the conference coming up October 14th, 2023, beginning at 8:30 in the morning. This is the Great Lakes Reformed Conference. Worship by the Book is the theme, and the featured speakers are Dr. Kim Riddlebarger from the White Horse Inn and his many books, Dr. D.G. Hart from Hillsdale College, author of also many books, and I myself will be speaking, and we're all talking about different aspects of worship. Tickets are $15. There's still some space. There's also a Q&A session hosted or moderated by the Reverend Jonathan Cruz, and the pastor of the congregation is Harrison Perkins. Great Lakes Reformed Conference, Worship by the Book, October 14th. This is at Oakland Hills Community Church. It's a congregation of the OPC in Farmington Hills, Michigan, which is in the Detroit metro. If you want more information, go to heidelblog.net/GLRC. See you there.
If the Heidelcast helps you, won't you help us keep it going? Please make the coffer clinked by clicking on the PayPal link or by sending a check to Heidelberg Reformation Association, 1637 East Island Parkway, number 391, Escondido, California, 92027.
Machen writes, "This love, and this love alone, brings true joy to men. Joy is indeed being sought by the modern liberal church, but it is being sought in ways that are false. How may communion with God be made joyful? Obviously, we are told, by emphasizing the comforting attributes of God, His long-suffering, His love. Let us, it is urged, regard Him not as a moody despot, not as a sternly righteous judge, but simply as a loving Father. Away with the horrors of the old theology. Let us worship a God in whom we can rejoice." Two questions arise with regard to this method of making religion joyful. In the first place, does it work? And in the second place, is it true? Does it work? It certainly ought to work. How can anyone be unhappy when the ruler of the universe is declared to be the loving Father of all men, who will never permanently inflict pain upon His children? Where is the sting of remorse if all sin will necessarily be forgiven? Yet men are strangely ungrateful. After the modern preacher has done his part with all diligence, after everything unpleasant has carefully been eliminated from the conception of God, after His unlimited love has been celebrated with the eloquence that it deserves, the congregation somehow persistently refuses to burst into the old ecstasies of joy. The truth is, the God of modern preaching, though He may perhaps be very good, is rather uninteresting. Nothing is so insipid as indiscriminate good humor. Is that really love that costs so little? If God will necessarily forgive no matter what we do, why trouble ourselves about Him at all? Such a God may deliver us from the fear of hell, but His heaven, if He has any, is full of sin. The other objection to the modern encouraging idea of God is that it is not true. How do you know that God is all love and kindness? Surely not through nature, for it is full of horrors. Human suffering may be unpleasant, but it is real, and God must have something to do with it, just as surely not through the Bible, for it was from the Bible that the old theologians derived that conception of God which you would reject as gloomy. The Lord thy God, the Bible says, is a consuming fire. Or is Jesus alone your authority? You are no better off. For it was Jesus who spoke of the outer darkness and the everlasting fire of the sin that shall not be forgiven either in this age or in that which is to come? Or do you appeal for your comforting idea of God to a 20th century revelation granted immediately to you? It is to be feared that you will convince no one but yourself. Religion cannot be made joyful simply by looking on the bright side of God, for a one-sided God is not a real God, and it is the real God alone who can satisfy the longing of our soul. God is love, but is he only love? God is love, but is love God? Seek joy alone, then seek joy at any cost, and you will not find it. How then may it be attained? The search for joy in religion seems to have ended in disaster. God is found to be enveloped in impenetrable mystery and in an awful righteousness. Man is confined in the prison of the world, trying to make the best of his condition, beautifying the prison with tinsel, yet secretly dissatisfied with his bondage, dissatisfied with a merely relative goodness, which is no goodness at all, dissatisfied with the companionship of his sinful fellows, unable to forget his heavenly destiny and his heavenly duty, longing for communion with the Holy One. There seems to be no hope. God is separate from sinners. There's no room for joy, but only a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation.
Thanks for listening. Tune in tomorrow for more from the Heidelcast, brought to you by HeidelbergReformationAssociation.org. Don't forget, when the coin in the coffer clinks, the cost of bandwidth shrinks. Copyright Heidelberg Reformation Association. All rights reserved. This is a Heidel Media production.